Welcome back, everyone. It's Ready or Not.
Football edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks.
We're coming to you from outside. Nice little cool today. Took advantage.
It's nice to live in Florida. It's nice to live in Florida. Forgot to put my sunscreen on. I'm going to get yelled at by the wife. So
Just don't let her watch this video.
Oh, very true, very true. So looking at what happened in week 13, can you believe it's already week 13 is over?
It's not the best week.
For some people, it was not the best week. I'm not going to lie. Diggs in the CD, it did its job.
Fortunately.
So, start off with notable games.
We can, kind of brush through those.
Brush through them. Yeah, there was just a couple. Obviously, Buffalo pounding up on New England. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a very big deal. Denver's game, I know you had Lamar Jackson, so it kind of hurts. What was it, 10 plays in, he gets hurt? Something like that?
Maybe. I don't even know.
But Denver scoring 9 points. Their defense holding Baltimore to 3 points with Lamar Jackson out for
Until
the entire
the last
game.
drive. Yep.
And then, wow. Green Bay, Christian Watson is really good.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Top rookie this week.
Yeah.
And, top player right now in Green Bay. So
He's phenomenal.
he could be turning them around, which we've talked about before.
Yep. Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Pounding.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is really good too.
And then and Swift did well as well.
Well, I was looking at some of the highlights. Swift on one of his touchdown runs, he tried so hard to get in the end zone. Where I guarantee if they gave the ball to Jamal Williams, it would have been just pop in the end zone.
Yeah.
So they got to use them the way that the Cowboys are using Pollard and Zeke right now, not just try and use Swift because he's the go-to guy. Like there's situations based on your body, use it. It just makes sense.
I have them both in, so
Yeah, very true. Cleveland, 27, but their defense scoring 31.
yeah, insane.
Wow. Washington and New York, they both suck.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at Jets.
Oh.
That's why Washington confused me. Yeah, tie game.
Tie game. Come on, guys.
That was a little hard to watch.
San Francisco, 33. Miami, was it 37? Oh, 17. 17. Okay, just checking.
They got lucky.
Very lucky.
As you can see, I'm not wearing my Dolphins shirt today.
I did notice that.
And no Dolphins.
There was one.
Well, it's holding my money. That's the only
Okay,
reason.
okay. Kansas City, 24. Cincinnati, 27. Whoo! That. Joe Burrow is Patrick Mahomes' daddy.
Exactly that. They're showing the last 3 game times they face each other, and Bengals always win by 3 every time.
Yeah. And then I had to announce this one just quickly. Indianapolis 19. Hold on, that's Dallas 54.
So that's not the last one we're mentioning. Eagles
35 to 10.
35 to 10. Okay, then that's it. Let's go back. Yes, Cowboys on a different level. I mean, it's the Colts.
Hey. Who did the Colts play last week? Let's do a quick check here. Last week the Colts played. Eagles played.
They were one of the Thanksgiving games or whatever. No, they weren't.
Did they have bye week last week?
No, they're against the Steelers.
Oh, they played the Steelers. No, so sorry, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Indianapolis played Philadelphia, and it was a 17-16 game.
Yeah. I've been telling you, Philly's not.
I'm just saying. All right. Injuries? Hit some injuries quick.
Yeah, we got some injuries.
Oh, and actually, obviously notable people. Jamar Chase looks back. He looked good. Excited to see him healthy again.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cowboys just play everybody.
I mean, they played everybody.
But I'm saying you can play everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Dalton Schultz, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Zeke. You can play everybody.
You didn't mention
And
Dak Prescott.
Oh, Dak. And then if they sign OBJ, then we got to figure it out. Injuries.
Lamar Jackson.
Going into week 14. That's a rough one.
Yep. Because I have Fields on bye this next week. That's both
I
my
just noticed
QBs.
that we had buys this week. I'm like, what are you doing?
But we'll go into the buys in the next episode. But
I just noticed that today quickly. Looking at other outs though, you got Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
So Trey Lance, broken right foot. Jimmy Garoppolo, broken left foot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be a quarterback for the Niners.
Well, let's see how Purdy.
Yeah.
How Purdy does this next week.
How he fares.
I mean, there's no more feet to break. Is go hands.
I hope not. Tua, day to day with an ankle injury.
Which Lamar Jackson's, well, he's week to week right now, Jackson.
Yeah, yep.
Tua is day to day. Yep.
Trevor Lawrence, day to day. Ryan Tannehill with an ankle injury, day to day. Stafford out for the rest of the year with a spinal contusion. They're saying that it's potentially just more or less a bruise on the neck from a hit.
Okay. Wishing the best.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy one. Kenneth Walker out 1 week minimum with an ankle/foot injury.
Which you don't want as a running back.
Oh heck no, heck no. Which he already has had, so that's huge. You're actually, is he your boy in our league or your boy in the other league? Aaron Jones.
I have Aaron Jones. Yeah. He went out. He came back though in the game.
Well, they're saying that with his shin, it's one to monitor because they don't know what direction he's going to go this week.
So, yeah, because of that, they had A.J. Dillon playing more,
and he went well.
which hurt me.
Treylon Burks is week to week with a concussion, and we know how the concussion protocol's been. If you're in concussion protocol, it's usually at least a week.
Yeah.
Usually at least. Waddle, he's questionable with a leg injury. Sutton, most likely out week 14 minimum they said, so we'll see. And then Hayden Hurst with a calf injury, out week 14 minimum. And he just had that catch of the week last week. Now he's out. And then Legends and Weakest, hit that first?
Yeah, let's do Legends and Weakest.
Which one do you want to start with?
They're talking about Legends and Weakest, or do you want to start with position?
Legends or Weakest?
Let's start with Weakest.
Okay. There was definitely some highlights from this week.
Some lowlights?
Some lowlights. I like that. Lowlights. I'm gonna put that lowlights of the week. Which position?
Let's go QB. I mean, two of them due to injury, but we still got to mark them. Garoppolo and Jackson.
Oh yeah, Garoppolo. Yes.
So both of them got injured. Obviously, they're going to score low, but we still got to put them in the weeks to week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Still
I mean, if they had stronger bones, they might have stayed in. I'm just kidding.
Still hurt
I
your
know
team.
It's a intense game.
Oh yeah.
And yes, the Jackson one hurt my game greatly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Watson,
yep.
coming back, which I was
First
worried
game
coming
back.
back. They won, but you don't play for 18 months in a full speed NFL pace game. It's a big difference. It's gonna take a minute.
So I mean, thankful for them that their defense was
Killer.
it.
Killer. It seemed like he motivated the defense by being back.
Yep. Then you got your boy Russell Wilson. Remember?
Yeah.
Player of the year.
I know.
I'm gonna bring it up every time.
MVP.
The most valuable. Then we got Matt Ryan.
Yep.
11.1.
Wow. Yeah.
So that one.
Wilson's killing me.
Which I had Matt Ryan last week. I dropped. I didn't need him this week. But yeah.
Well, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are questionable right now, so it could be an interesting waiver wire week.
Yes, I know. I'm well aware. Jump the next position or switch to Legends for that?
We can go to Legends. I like that.
Okay, so Legends for QB.
Start at fifth.
Yep.
Justin Fields, 21.3. He's just good. He's good as long as he's not injured.
I'm glad I had him, so he did his part.
Yep.
I was hoping he would do both their parts, but he did not.
Jared Goff.
That's your boy right there, Jared Goff.
Hey, when he has no pressure, he's great. He has nothing to worry about right now because they're not playing in the playoffs.
I don't know, maybe.
He's not making
that division.
Geno Smith, 23.
Geno Smith didn't work.
Which I told you, I switched him out right before the game.
Yep.
For Tua. Damn it. And then Joe Burrow with 30. 30.
I mean, Joe Burrow's consistently in the top 10.
And then
if you're going to put him against the Chiefs of Patrick Mahomes, he's going to put up the points.
The better the competition, the better Joe Burrow plays. He likes competition. And then the last one, Jalen Hurts. My boy. 33.4 coming through this week. Back to the weakest.
We'll go to running backs.
The low lights of the running backs.
Low lights, we'll start at the bottom. Gus Edwards. I had him.
Yep.
Put up 1.2. I don't know if I played him.
Jeff Wilson was worse.
Oh, I didn't even.
For your brother.
Oh, wow. I don't think I went down that low then. Oh, what did he put up?
I didn't even put it down. It was like 0.04 or something.
I did not. I must have skipped right over that.
Yep.
So Jeff Wilson explains why my brother didn't have top score this week.
Yeah.
There's a couple things in his lineup.
There's a few things.
So then we got Jeff Wilson Jr. Then we got Edwards, and then we also have Mostert. So both my Dolphins running backs.
Sucked this week, which I had Mostert.
Which Mostert, he had a few good plays. I don't think they utilized him enough.
They're not utilizing him right. It's weird.
Well, he just got back. He was just injured.
Yeah, true.
Remember, so he got back. So I don't know if they just didn't want to. Then you got Kenneth Walker, who did get hurt. Put up 3.6. Moser put up 3, by the way.
Yep.
Kenneth Walker put up 3.6.
Yep.
Then you got your boy Super
Oh
Kamario.
my goodness. He's gonna be benched this week. I'm pretty much guaranteeing it. If I can bench him, he's being benched.
You got so he put up 4.7. Then Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
With just above him at 4.8.
That I was not expecting, and I know they played a decent defense this week. They played the Eagles. I was not expecting that because Zeke ran all over the Eagles. So I figured Henry, who's 2 times his size, would do the same. I know Tannehill went out, which I'm sure hurt things. But then you look at the legends of the week. You look at the highlights for the running backs. Swift on the bottom. I did him as an honorable mention. He was just underneath Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan with 19.4. Samaje Perine, which I'm shocked nobody picked him up.
So my brother had. I didn't know he dropped him. I didn't
realize it either.
I didn't realize it either because he probably thought that
Mixon was back.
Mixon was back, which he did not clear concussion protocol.
Right. And he's playing great, so I'm just going to be shocked if they don't utilize him when Mixon comes back because they can't afford to lose Mixon in the playoffs.
I remember I had Perine. I asked you before. I had Perine in a different league, and I was going to play him over Cook, and I didn't. I'm a little upset about that one. But let's go on.
Hey,
I still won anyway.
Jacobs, 20, with a hurt calf. I don't know where he's looking on a contract, I think. He wants to make sure he gets paid again.
I mean, with the performance last week and then still putting up 20 the week after that,
Tony Pollard, 23.6. And then CMC with 24.6. Wow.
Yep.
He definitely came to play. Looking at the wide receiver, Lowlights, who you got for me?
We got Pickens in 5th, which I had him. I played him 0.7 points.
Oh, shit. Just a quick highlight here. I had to double check. I couldn't remember the number. Pollard did 23.6. Zeke still did 16.6. So he was still in the top 10, still over 15 points. That means they scored 40 points in fantasy amongst the running backs.
Not as much as
hell of a 1-2 punch right now.
Not as much as the Zerline and Browns combo.
We'll talk about that in a second.
But yeah, so wide receivers. So then we got Waddle, who we mentioned got hurt, but he put up 1.4 before he did.
Yep.
And they were having trouble getting him the ball.
Yeah.
Chase Claypool, since he's been on the Bears, has not been able to do anything.
Not consistently.
No, I don't think he's had any.
I think he had 1 week where he had a touchdown, which automatically you're scoring 7 points.
Sure. But I don't think he's ever broken 10 since he's gone to the Bears.
I think you might be right.
Which I picked him up right away as soon as that happened. I'm pretty sure I dropped him. I don't remember now.
They're having trouble with it.
Pittman put up 2.6. Then you got Thielen, who I picked up. I really thought he was going to do work this week, and he only did 3.7.
I think I told you that. I'm going to go double check the camera.
Maybe.
Yep, I did.
No. You weren't sure.
No. I said this was not a Thielen week. I said this was a Jefferson week.
All right. Well,
Jefferson didn't go off, but
then you got the legends.
I
didn't have any more.
Oh, Juju Smith-Schuster with 5 on Tebow's team, Amari Cooper with 6 on Steiger's team, and then Brandon Ayuk with 7.1 on Christina's team. They're under 10, and they're that big of a name.
That's true. I just went 5. I just did 5, but yeah.
Those were too big to not be highlighted right now, especially with Cooper. Cooper's like the number 8 or number 9 wide receiver on the season. So I wasn't expecting that from him, especially again. Who the hell did
I don't remember now. Who was it?
Cleveland against Houston.
Houston, yeah.
Oh, actually, remember we did say that Houston, although they're terrible, they're great against quarterbacks because everybody just runs on them. So the wide receivers don't do as well.
And plus, you still have Deshaun Watson, who's the first time back.
Yeah. But looking at the highlights for the wide receivers, on the bottom we had Lockett, which you and I were talking about Lockett at the beginning of last week.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill, 26.1. A.J. Brown at 28.9. The Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 30.1. And then Devontae Adams back again, 34.7. I feel like he should be like the 6th member of the Backstreet Boys. Back again.
He's been doing well. He had that like 1 week that he kind of did, but he's been killing it since.
Yep. So, and then tight ends.
So there's some obviously tight ends have been tenuous situation this week. This season.
This year.
I mean this week. The top 5 tight ends. I think that was the one that no one had any of the top 5 tight ends. If I'm,
You're right.
I'm right. Okay. No, someone had
Greg Dulcich.
Dolchich. So it's something else that no one had
That's
top
your
10.
brother that's got Dulcich. Oh, Tebow.
No, Tebow.
Tebow. Okay.
So, but let's go with the bottom first. So we got Hurst, who got hurt, put up 2.2 though. Tyler Higbee, who's been having a rough couple weeks, put up 2.4. Then we got George Kittle,
3.2.
3.2, and George Kittle, that was a good game for him.
That was the game that I thought he was going to go off.
Yeah, and then I don't know if they didn't pass it to him. I don't know if Purdy just didn't see him. But then you got Foster Moreau, which I picked up, and he put up 3.7. Then we got Schultz, who you mentioned you can pick up anyone on the Cowboys, but he's the bottom right now.
They used the other tight end this game.
I know you're the tight end.
You got too many threats right now.
But you got Schultz, he put up 4.3. Then you got Travis Kelce,
which is still higher than Dawson Knox. So I would take Schultz 4.3 right now.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't put
fine.
Knox on there.
Huh?
You didn't even put Knox on there.
You know, the zeros all show up together, so I don't bother going through them. But you're absolutely right. Dawson Knox with zero points on your team this
Killing
week.
me.
Not enough. I wish he had negative points. Then you got, but Travis Kelce though, that's the story right now.
I don't think he could have had negative 69.6 points.
I'd like to see. But Travis Kelce, 4.6 points.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
That's
So
a big deal.
Bengals stopped Kelce.
And they've just written the book on how to do it.
So yeah, let's see how the Chiefs do and Kelce does in the future. So, but then you got your legends.
Oh yeah. Well, I only put down one. The one that I said I was going to pick up before it even happened.
And you did not.
Yeah, Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, number 1, 12.3. So then we got Noah Fant, 12.2, just under him.
Yep.
We got C. Otten.
So Cotton sounds a little soft, but
He got 11.8. I don't remember what team he's on. He's in Indiana?
no, he's on Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's right, Tampa Bay. Dolchich, which is on Tebow's team, put up 11.5. That's number 4.
From Denver.
Evan Ingram, 11.5.
Which
Evan Ingram is
on
not consistent.
2 or 3 catches.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't actually check. What
Three,
he got him.
3 targets. I think it was 2 catches. 3 targets, 2 catches for like 30 yards and a touchdown.
Hey, however you got to get it done.
Remember I was yelling about the touchdown because I wanted him to throw to Kirk?
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
Yep.
Then kickers, we only have the top. I don't know if you
I didn't even do kickers.
Okay, so, but.
Actually, the only one I thought about was Zerloin. And I'll let you do the numbers, but I'll give the story.
So, well, Zerloin and Badgley both got 19 points apiece, top kickers. That's insane for a kicker. Then you got Robbie Gould with 18, Wright with 16, Gay with 14, and I put Young Hoku on there as well. He got 14. That's the one that no one had the top 5.
Yeah.
Young Hoku was tied for 5th, which is on Steiger's team.
Yeah. So if anybody didn't know this, there was actually a few posts where people had Greg Zerloin and the Cleveland Browns on their team in fantasy. And that means they scored 50 points from kicker and defense in 1 week.
Yeah. So
50 points for you would have almost won the game. 50 points for Champ would have won the game. 50 points for Steiger would have won the game. 50 points for Jesters would have won the game.
But I mean, speaking of Browns, so go right into the defenses.
Yep.
Top 5 defenses. Also, you were the only one that had a top 5 defense, and that's Browns had 31, your Cowboys had 22, 49ers had 19, Chargers 13, and Broncos also 13.
Yep.
So Broncos, even though they couldn't pull the game, they still managed to. You said their defense kept in the
is
game.
great. Their defense is like top 3 in the league.
That
Their
last
offense
drive
sucks.
But no, I mean that's it for the weakest and the.
And then you had a couple notes quick.
No, that was just the Hurt, and then Baker Mayfield was released.
Yep.
If you guys didn't hear, Baker Mayfield was released today.
Today.
I believe it was today, yeah. And then which means they're going to be sticking with PJ Walker behind Sam Darnold.
Yep.
And then where is Baker Mayfield going to go? I mentioned to you that I think, I mean, one of the possibilities would be Niners right now. They're
down 2 quarterbacks.
Down 2 quarterbacks on their third. He's not that he's doing poorly, but what happens if he gets hurt?
Yeah. Their backup is
Is it a wide receiver?
Deebo Samuel.
Really?
I believe so. That's their next man up.
That's gonna hurt their
That'd
offense.
be very interesting.
He's gonna throw it to himself.
Might try. He's fast enough. And then looking at reaction to our league this week, game scores or
Let's do game scores. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, let's just game scores first.
so Belichick yourself against the King's Jesters, which I think we both picked Jesters, right? We both picked Jesters,
definitely did.
and Jesters got whooped up on by I got to carry the 2 on that one. 38.28 points. Damn, I almost said Christina. Damn, Justine, way to come out, way to swing.
And Justine was the one that got. Oh, she had empty bench again. See? But yeah, I mean,
Tony
she
Pollard, Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill.
I mean, she had like some high scores, but no one like super off.
Yep.
Tariq Hill would be the biggest one.
Tyler
And
Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, yeah.
Devontae Smith had a great week. Like I said, he's a question mark that can either screw you or help the heck out of you. And he even had the Browns.
Yeah. So even with the Browns defense, but I mean, Pittman was on the bottom.
Pittman, Hawkinson, Henry.
His boy Najee over here.
With 9.7, is that what that was?
He put 9.7. He put him in. He didn't get hurt, so hey. Derrick Henry.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah, so just non-performing team this week,
Yep,
unfortunately for Peru. And then
2 weeks, Pro. 2 weeks.
I mean, right now he's 8-5. He's number 3 now, right?
I believe so. We'll talk about that in a second. The replacements versus Steiger. This
was a good game.
This is a good game. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, especially with Deshaun Watson.
I'm pretty sure we both went Steiger on this. No. I think I went Steiger and you went.
No, I switched it actually. I had the replacements and I went Steiger.
So you should have went with your gut instinct.
I see that. Amon-Ra, I wasn't expecting him to do that well.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, I wasn't expecting him to do that well.
And I wasn't expecting Vito Samuel to do that poorly.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Colts defense. Well, no, I remember we told them not to put the Colts defense in.
Yep.
And that wouldn't have switched. That wouldn't have switched the game. But if he had, let's say, he had number 3. If he had 49ers defense in, that would have been an 18-point swing, and he lost by 22.
22. So a heck of a lot closer. But I mean, what I was looking at here is you got Amon-Ra, AJ, Christian Watson, and DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to compete against that?
That's over 100 points in 4 players.
Yep.
That's a pretty good day.
Absolutely. So, I mean, Goff did well.
Jacobs and McCaffrey played well, but not that well.
Yeah. Not like last week. If he did last week's game for Jacobs,
absolutely.
he would have won.
Absolutely. It would have been a big difference. But great job, the Tebows, Justine and Mike. Team
That's
3
true.
tight ends versus Champ. I thought this was going to be closer. Champ, 30.34 points. That's a Browns defense.
Yeah, because you said this was going to be within.
Yeah, I said within 5.
5.
Yeah.
And I said within, I think, 10.
Yeah, we were both way off.
Both way off.
Joe Burrow played great.
Well, remember, she had Garoppolo go out.
Yeah, that
So
hurts
that's
a
going to
lot.
be a huge factor in that one.
But I mean, he had Waddle.
But yeah, he had Waddle.
She had Kittle though. Kittle sucked.
Kittle versus Kelsey.
Oh, true.
So they both did poorly.
True.
Walker went out.
Where did your brother get all those points?
That's what I'm curious about. Not to Burrow and Adams.
Oh, and Adams. I didn't see Adams.
I didn't see it either actually.
Yeah, so Adams would have been a.
Hey,
Adams
he had a Mike White.
Yeah.
19. That's not bad.
Just
Should've
over
played him
Trevor.
more. Yeah.
And you never know.
No, I know. Of course.
Not with that.
And yeah, I mean this one. I mean,
She just didn't have a lot of people that did well, and he had 2 players that went great, and the rest of his team did okay.
yeah.
Except for Kelsey.
Except for Kelsey and Waddle.
And Waddle. True. And then do you want to skip the last one?
Yeah, we can skip that one.
So Diggs in the CB.
I don't think we want to talk about
versus
that.
Nate the Great. What did I just say that was? That was 69.6, right? Or 69.8?
I can't do math today.
That's a big difference. I know that. 69.6. Pardon me.
Don't pardon him.
I took over the spot on that one. Tonga
Tagovailoa.
did not help me as much as I was hoping. Hurts though, obviously Camario sucked. Montgomery did well. Diggs did well. Lamb did well. Knox did terrible. McLaurin did well, but then I looked and I realized McLaurin, Montgomery, and somebody else are on bye this week. And Kamara are all on bye this week.
Oh, there's 6 teams on bye this week.
I know, it's freaking ridiculous.
This next week. Yeah.
Jacoby Myers.
Why couldn't we play next week?
Obviously, the Cowboys.
Cowboys even had number 2
22.
defense this week. And most of it was on your bench anyway, so what are you complaining about?
I needed him. Foster Moreau, Adam Thielen, Pickens, Jones, and Jackson. You have that many people under 10, it's going to be a long week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very long week.
So my team, which hurt. Not just too hurt.
No, yeah, just too. So
what we got? Yep. I mean, best team this week. Diggs in the CD. And
then in the toilet bowl, 99 so we're taking applications for new co-stars over here.
Hey, I was doing well. My team got hurt. I came back after that. Came back.
So you gotta make it up this week. So as far as players of the week, this was very interesting. So I had Hurts 33.4. Hurts is always up there in quarterbacks lately. McCaffrey for Steiger with 24.6.
Then you got Adams on my brother's team with 34.7. Andrews also on Steiger, 7.4. And Young Hoku, top kicker, 14 points, also on Steiger.
Right.
So and then Prue has the Browns, 31.
So you had 3 people from Steiger's team on the top, and he lost this week. That's a rough week. I'm sorry, Steiger.
Yeah.
I feel bad, my man.
No, I saw that earlier. I was like, oof.
Gino at 22.98 on my bench.
Why didn't you play him?
Actually, somebody convinced me that Tua was going to be better this week.
I did not convince you.
You did.
No, I did not.
You did.
Did not. That's
You
a lie.
did. A.J. Dillon for Steiger. That is a rough person to have on your bench this week, but obviously you never know what the hell the Packers are going to do.
Yep. And you got Keenan Allen on my brother's team, Will's team, 17.8.
You know, it's good to see him back and
Oh, I didn't realize that he had Dolchik, which is top 5 tight end,
They
on his
did play
bench.
him, yeah.
11.5. I mean, he still won.
And then I had the Ravens on my bench, but I'm not putting in 6 for 22.
I mean, but you didn't know.
I did know. Most efficient manager, Justine, scoring 158.38 out of 158.38. Again, Will made a good point. No bench, but she also had Mixon out. She had a few people on her bench out. So, hey, good job. You maxed it out. You won, right? She won this week? Yeah, she won.
She won. Yeah, both Tebows won this week.
Least efficient. What's that? 127.04 was his max, scoring 99. Your team just did not show up this week.
It did not, no.
Did not. Lowest points in a loss. Steiger with 144.84 against Tebow.
That's highest points in the
Or
loss.
sorry, highest points in a loss. I was like, that didn't sound right.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
I read this one and this one
Yeah.
at the same time. Steiger, 144.84, losing to Tebow's 166.66. Very interesting numbers there, Tebow, by the way.
Mhm.
Did mention that before.
Lowest points in a win for the second time, but this is the actual one. And that's Will Rodriguez with 144 against, so team 3 TEs versus Champ at 114.16.
Big difference. You want me to say this one?
I think we should skip over that one.
Biggest blowout, 168.7
Barely a blowout.
to 99.10. Sounds like the Cowboys versus the Colts.
The narrow victory. Team replacements versus Steiger 166 to 144.
And then Justine, overachiever, outscoring her projections by 31.5, I think that is, give or take, 31.51. And then underachiever, man, you just got all kinds of records this week, just not the ones you wanted.
Not at all.
Nat Rod,
I like to be on the left side.
99.1, and his projection was 137. You underscored by 38 points this week?
Yeah, I got hurt.
Okay, you better make it up next week. I'm about to call in Christina. I need to call in the righty. Can I call in the righty?
It's leagues. The season's over.
So where we're at going into the playoffs, we got 2 weeks left. Waiver wire is today. Beyond your waiver wire, I'm going to go do my waiver wire right now so I don't forget again.
Oh, I did mine this morning. I saw someone dropping players this morning. I was like, oh, let me do that right now.
Last place currently. Oh, did I get to give you the golden? I'm not even going to say what it is yet, but I get to give you that trophy.
This isn't the placement.
Oh, sorry, that's performance.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of my face.
Oh, never mind. Steiger. Damn it. I was all excited. So Steiger at 3-10 with the one loss. Nate the Great. You know, he's outscoring you by almost 100 points.
It's all about record, baby.
Nate the Great with 5-8. Belichick yourself also at 5-8. Champ, also at 5-8. Whew, the playoffs might be decided right here.
They are. No, not yet. So you still have.
It's very close.
It's very close. So as I mentioned the other day, I'm out.
Yeah,
I can't. Even if I win out and Tebow loses out, he beats me in points.
Steiger and you are out.
Yeah. So, but Champ and Belichick yourself have a chance to outscore Tebow's points if they match the record.
Yep.
So fourth place is undecided at the moment.
And then currently so we said replacements. Tebow is in fourth at 7-6, coming off one win. King's Jesters is in third place now, but we have the same record. So Diggs and the CD at 8-5, King's Jesters at 8-5. But King's Jesters is sitting at 1,780 points, and myself is sitting at 1,869 points. So just what is it?
Just
90
under
points,
90, 89.
89 point something points.
89.02.
Yeah.
89.
And then
But team 3 TEs sitting pretty at the top, 11-2.
he is
With 21-15 points for. So 300. Let's just say 250.
50.
Let's
That's a
say,
big difference.
Yeah.
I would say who you
It
just
doesn't
said,
matter.
Michael.
It's two games worth of points.
3,500,
pretty much.
almost 5,000. But yeah, no, that's a big difference. There's
So
no
no one's touching him. Even if he loses out, it's 11-4, and you and Prue can only get 10-5.
10-5, yeah.
So he's number one. Who's going to be fighting to play him in the playoffs? That's the question. Because he's playing fourth place.
Right. Well, it's going to be most likely. I mean,
There's-
actually, Tebow could win out, and I could lose out, so I could end up in fourth.
So Tebow, Christina, and Justine, check your schedules for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You need to see who's playing whom, and who needs to lose to whom.
Yeah.
I had done that this last week, but
So
I
now-
needed Tebow to lose, and I needed to win. So that messed me up. I'm done. No, we'll do this.
No, I'm not, but I'm just looking. You guys might want to go look, because the matchups this week are very intriguing based on what's.
Which side note, I'm not taking it easy on anyone. I will play spoiler since I'm not in.
Hey, please do. You could not play spoiler, but you could definitely throw some monkey wrenches in there.
Well, against last game against my brother, that doesn't matter to anybody.
Just throwing off the momentum going into playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of his 2 losses, so I'm hoping
Yeah.
to be 2 of his 3 losses.
Exactly. Yeah, that could be a very interesting game. That could be a very interesting game going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So go check out what's going on, what's coming up. We got week 14, week 15. Nate and I will be out on Thursday with the week 14 projections coming at
And
you
the
guys.
waiver wire pickups.
And the waiver wire pickups. So guys, drop it like it's hot. Pay attention to the waiver wire. This week's gonna be a big week. We actually had a lot of injuries that were important. It
Yeah.
wasn't just guys that we've never heard of. It was a very big week on injuries. In the next 2 weeks, especially, how many teams are on bye this week?
6 teams.
6 teams. We'll talk about that more on Thursday, but 6 teams on bye going into the 2 weeks before the playoffs. I don't know what the NFL is doing, but screwing us up.
Before we go on, I don't want to be the one to do it.
Right.
You did win against me this week, so I will be sliding this over the Cowboys pillow over to your side.
I appreciate that. Cowboys won. I won. It's a good week. All right. Without that, we're
That's
done?
it.
That's it. Well, guys, until Thursday, check your waiver wire, stay on top of it, and may the best team win.